Hi guys, I'm Angit. In this video, we shall see another problem on LeetCode. Longest consecutive subsequence. So given an unsorted array, you have to return the length of the longest consecutive element sequence. So the main challenge here is you have to write the algorithm with big of n time complexity. So given the array, so consecutive sequence means what? Sequence is nothing but the elements. They're not contiguous, but they are in the same order as they are in the original array. So if you take the example 4132, that can be a sequence. I mean the subsequence. Sequence means entire thing. Consecutive sequence means if you take a number 1, you have 2 next number, next your number 3, and next number 4. This is the highest sequence present here. So consecutive sequence. If I take the other example like 200, do I have 200 or 199 or 201? No. So that length will be 2 only, the consecutive sequence. Then if I take 100, 99 you don't have, but you have 101, 102. So in that case, the length will be 3 if the consecutive sequence starts from 100. So you could observe what I'm doing is if we start from 100, let's say, for 100 you have to check whether 101 is present, 102 is present. Until you have the next number, you keep on checking whether 101 is present, 102 is present. So 1, 2, 3. 3 will be the length for 100. Next, for 4, what? If you check, do you have 5 anywhere? No. So for 4, the length will be 1. Maximum consecutive sequence. Then you check for 200 again. So 200, if you see 200, 201 is not present. So for 200, the length will be 1. Then again you check for 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 is there. So the length will be 4. The consecutive sequence starts from 1. Okay. And for 3, if the consecutive sequence starts from 3, then it will be 3, comma 4. So for 3, it will be length 2. Then for 101, 101, 102 you have. So for 101, if the consecutive sequence starts from 101, the length will be 2. If the consecutive sequence starts from 102, 103 is not present, so length will be 1. Then at last, if the consecutive sequence starts from 2, what will be the length? 3 and 4 you have. So 2, 3, 4, that is length will be 3. So I'll just inverse this. So this means if the consecutive sequence starts from 100, the length you get maximum consecutive sequence length is 3 because 100, 101, 102 is present. So this is the thing. Yeah. So and we have to calculate. Since then the question they have given, we have to write an algorithm that only takes linear time complexity. Only one route we can run. This is the method which we need to follow. Each number, check whether the next number is present or not. But the problem here is it's an array, right? So can you check like 101? How do we check like 101 is present in array or not? For that they give a number starting 100. Again, you have to iterate over all the elements in the array, which cannot be done because we need the time complexity of big of n, 1. So big of n means linear time complexity. Only one loop we can run for the entire array for all the elements, finding the consecutive sequence. So what other thing we can do? So that's why what we do, we convert this array to a set. So in set, you need not traverse to the set to get check whether the element present or not. We just find like use the function dot find, or in Java we use contains. So if that particular element is present in the set, then we can confirm that 101 is present. So what we do is we'll convert this array to set, so that easily you can find whether the elements, respective elements what are required is present in the array or not. So each loop we will start. So we'll start from 100. Check whether 101 is present in a set. Yes. Next, if this is present, check for 102 present in the set. Yes, it is present. If this is present, check for 103 present in the set. No, it is not present in the set. You stop the loop. So we'll have a length 3. Sorry, not this one. This. Next, again go for 4. Again check whether 5 is present in the set. No. So in this case, length will be 1. So then you go for 200. Again check 201 is present. No. In the set it's not present, so length will be 1 only. If we go for 1, you check whether 2 is present. Yes, it is present. Once 2 is present, then you check whether 3 is present. Yes, that is also present. If 3 is present, you have to check whether 4 is present. Yes, 4 is also present. If 4 is present, check for 5 whether it's present or not. No, it is not present. So the length is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 is the maximum length. So currently this is the maximum length you found. So we have to maintain a current streak, that is finding the current length, and maximum length, so that will be longest streak. that will be containing the maximum length. So longest streak will be equal to max of longest streak comma current streak. So we'll have 4 as the current maximum longest streak for now. Next, you move to 3. Whether 4 is present, you have to check. Yes, it is. If 4 is present, check for 5. No, it is not. So 3 comma 4, 2 is the length. Similar for 102, 101 and 2 you do. But one more thing we can do is, do we need to find the consecutive sequence for all the elements present in the array? No, not really. Here what we are doing is we are just imagining that 100 is the starting point of the consecutive sequence. So if 100 is the starting point, 100, 101, 102 is the consecutive sequence formed. But if we take 3, is it the actual starting point of the consecutive sequence? No, 1 is the starting point, right? 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4. If you move to 3, you get only 3 and 4, which is not actually the starting point of the consecutive sequence. See, 3 is not the starting point, 1 is the starting point. So how do we get to know whether the given element in the set, that is array, is starting point of the consecutive sequence or not? So for that, before calculating, finding whether the given next element is present in the set or not, what you have to check whether is, if 100 is present, check whether 99 is present in set or not. If 99 is not present in the set, then 100 can be a starting point of the consecutive sequence. Am I right? So first you check, you start, I'll have one more pointer, okay? At the starting point, I'll be pointing here, 100. So for 100, you check whether 99 is present or not. It is not present. So if it is not present, yes, this is the starting point of the consecutive sequence. Now check whether 101 is present. Yes, it is present. Check 102 is present or not. Yes, it is present. Check 103 is present or not. No, it is not present. So each time keep on incrementing the current streak, and after you found out that 103 is not present, fine, longest streak will be equal to max of current streak, comma longest streak. So you'll have longest streak as 3 currently. Okay. Next move to 4. Next element 4. So now again for 4 check, for 4 you have to check whether 3 is 4 minus 1, that is 3 is present in the set or not. Yes, it is present. So 4 cannot be the starting point of the consecutive sequence, that is for sure. Because since the number when subtracted from 4, since it is present in the set, this 4 cannot be a starting point of the longest consecutive sequence. So you skip this. You need not to calculate whether 5 is present or not. No, you need not to find that. Next, move to 200. Again, check whether 200 for 200 minus 1 will be 199. Whether 199 is present in set for 200. No, 199 is not present. That means this can be a starting point of the consecutive sequence. Now, uh, not this can be, this is the starting point of the consecutive sequence. Now check whether 201 is present. No, it is not present. So in this case, the length will be 1 only. Similarly, you go for 1. So when you encounter 1, you have to subtract 1 from that 0. Whether 0 is present in the set or not? No, it is not present. So 1 will be the starting point of the consecutive sequence. Yes, it is the starting point of the consecutive sequence. Now you check whether 2 is present. If 2 is present, check for 3. If 3 is present, check for 4. If 4 is present, check for 5. When you find 5 is not present, now you have the current length will be equal to 4. So max of current length comma longest streak, current streak comma longest streak, 3 comma 4 will be 4. So longest streak will get updated to 4. So like this 3. For 3 if you go, 2 is present in the set, 3 minus 1. So it will not find. Again for 101, 101 minus 1 will be 100 is already present in set. So will not calculate. Because that cannot be a starting point of the consecutive sequence. Similarly for 102 because 101 is present. Similarly for 2 also because 1 is present. So apparently only for 100 and 1 you find the, and 200, one more number, you find the consecutive sequence. That these three numbers can only be the starting point of the consecutive sequence. Rest of them, no, they cannot be, because this element, so minus 1 is already present in the set. That is the reason. So if that is already present in the set, then it cannot be a starting point of the consecutive sequence. So we will I'll write the logic of the C++ code here. Java also I'll be explaining later. So first we'll write in the code in the C++. So what should be done first? We have to convert this array to a set. So create an order set. Okay. So of type integer, let's name it as number set. And what does it contain? Nums.begin till nums.end. Or else you have to run the loop and add all the elements. That is not required. So once you add all the elements to the set, you have the unordered set. That means however the order the elements present in the array, same order will be in the set also. So once we are done with this, now for each number in the set, what you have to check, if how do you get to know whether the given number minus 1 is present in set or not? So check if num set dot find of num minus 1, if it is not equal to, if it is equal to num set dot end. So this indicates if we have 100, starting value is 100, right? So 100 minus 1 is nothing but 99. Whether if 99 is equal to is pointing to set dot end. That means what? This 99 is not present in the set. Correct? If it is not pointing to it, that means the given 99 is present in the set. So we have to give equal to. If that is not present in the set, then that can be starting point of the sequence. If 99 is not present in the set, then 100 will be the starting point of the consecutive sequence. So in such case, only if this condition becomes true only, because this condition will not become true for 3, because 2 is already present in set. Num set dot find of num minus 1. If 2 is equal to num set dot end, no, because 2 is already present in set. So the pointer will not be pointing to the end of the set. That is end of the next element of the set, the last element of the set. So if this becomes valid, only then what you have to do, we'll have a current number equal to given number, we'll initialize it. Because why? Because after 100 you have to check whether 101 is present, 100 and so on, how many numbers you have, next numbers you have to check. So let's initialize current number equal to the given number, and we'll initialize current streak also equal to 0. So not 0, 1. Why? Because the given number 100 will count a length of 1 only. So and we will initialize longest streak value. Okay, so let longest streak be equal to 0. So once you have this, now until while, until till how many times you have to run the loop, until you find the next greater number to 100. So if 100 is present, check whether 101 is present, check whether 102 is present. So while, again check num set dot find of the given current number plus 1, it is not equal to num set dot end. Why did I give not equal to condition here? Because here we have to check whether the 100 is the current number. Then here you have to check whether 101 is not pointing to the set end. So if that is the case, only you run the while loop, right? So once you have the current number as 100, you check whether 101 is present in set or not. So in that case, the pointer should not be pointing to end of the set. If that is pointing to end of the set, that means 101 is not present. That should not happen. So if that is present only, the current number, now what will be? That is nothing but the given current number plus 1. So current number plus 1. Okay. Next, we have to increment current streak also. Okay. Plus plus. And after the while loop, every time we have to calculate the longest streak. Longest streak will be equal to nothing but maximum of longest streak and also current streak. Fine. So at last we need to return the longest streak. So first we create a set, then longest streak initialized to 0, then each number, whether the given number minus 1 is present in set or not, we check. If it is not present, that means that element can be a starting point of the consecutive sequence. So you will initialize current number equal to given number and current streak equal to 1. So why did I initialize current number equal to given number? Because you could see we are changing the current number equal to current number plus 1. Because once you find 101, now current number will be 101, because in the next loop 101 plus 1 will be checking. That is the reason why you initialize current number equal to given number. And each time current streak will be incremented, then you find the longest streak and you return the longest streak. Okay. Yes. And for Java, same logic. Here you have hash set. So you add all the elements. Here we need to run the loop and then initialize. Now, yeah, there we had used find function, but here you check dot contains. If negation of num set dot contains a number minus 1 means if the given element is not present in the set, then that number will be starting point of the sequence, and until you find the next number you just keep on incrementing. So longest streak will be longest max of 2 and return the longest streak. So we shall submit this. Yes, successfully submitted. If you understood the concept, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel. We'll come up with other video in the next session. Until then, keep learning. Thank you.